Don't look at who is saying it, but look at what is being said.
I am from a poor country far away from your world, and I have created a channel for you, with the hope that you will subscribe, like, comment, so that I can support my family.
How and when did Hinduism begin? While there is no shortage of historical scholars, sages, and teachers in Hinduism, there is no historical founder of the religion as a whole, no figure comparable to Jesus, the Buddha, Abraham, or Muhammad. As a consequence, there is no firm date of origin for Hinduism either. The earliest known sacred texts of Hinduism, the Vedas, date back to at least 3000 BCE, but some date them back even further to 8000–6000 BC, and some Hindus themselves believe these texts to be of divine origin and therefore timeless. Related to this, it is worth mentioning here that there is no designated religious hierarchy that determines official Hindu doctrine or practice. Thus, there is no one who can speak for Hindus as a whole, and no single authority regarding what is truly Hindu or not. Nevertheless, below is a list of principles that, by practitioner consensus, characterize one as Hindu. Belief in the divinity of the Vedas. Belief in one, all-pervasive supreme reality. Belief in the cyclical nature of time. Belief in karma. Belief in reincarnation. Belief in alternate realities with higher beings. Belief in enlightened masters or gurus. Belief in non-aggression and non-injury. Belief that all revealed religions are essentially correct. Belief that the living being is first and foremost a spiritual entity. Belief in an organic social system. Stephen Rosen, Essential Hinduism. Sacred texts of Hinduism. There is no single, authoritative text in Hinduism that functions like the Bible for Christians or the Quran for Muslims. Instead, there are several different collections of texts. The Vedas are the oldest Hindu sacred texts, and have the most wide-ranging authority. They are believed to have been written anywhere from 1800 to 1200 BCE. The Upanishads describe a more philosophical and theoretical approach to the practice of Hinduism and were written roughly between 800 and 400 BCE, around the same time that the Buddha lived and taught. The Mahabharata is the longest epic poem in the world, the most well-known portion of which is the Bhagavad Gita, which is perhaps the best-known and widely cited book in all of Hinduism. The Ramayana is the other most important epic poem in Hinduism. Gods in Hinduism. Hinduism encompasses a lush, expansive understanding of the divine, accommodating a vast assortment of dynamic and multifaceted concepts. Hinduism sees the divine as not either one or many, but both, not male or female, but both, not formless or embodied, but both. Some of the most important deities in Hinduism are Vishnu, Shiva, Ganesha, Krishna, Saraswati, Durga, and Kali. As a result, there are dozens upon dozens of Hindu festivals honoring and celebrating these multitudinous divinities. Some are celebrated throughout India, and many more are primarily regional. They mark specific seasons, specific events in the lives of the different gods and goddesses, and specific concerns of life, wealth, health, fertility, etc. Two of the most well-known in the United States are Diwali and Holi. Diwali, the festival of lights that falls somewhere in October or November, honors Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and good fortune, and lasts roughly 4 to 5 days. Families often visit the temple during this time and make offerings to Lakshmi there, but they also worship at home, perhaps even arranging a special place on their home altar for Lakshmi. Doors are left open to welcome her into the house, and the whole period of celebration is a time of great joy, in which Hindus fill their houses with lights. Holi is celebrated with great abandon and gusto all over India. It inaugurates the coming of spring and is celebrated primarily by throwing colored paste and water on anyone who happens to be out walking around. It, too, is celebrated over a period of days. Hindu worship. For Hindus, there is no weekly worship service, no set day or time in which a community is called together publicly. Although most Hindus do visit temples regularly, or at least occasionally, to pray and make offerings, a good Hindu need never worship in public. Instead, all worship can be performed to icons in the home shrine, which is why the home is a very important place of worship in India. The best word that describes and summarizes Hindu worship is puja, which means respect, homage, or worship. Most, if not all, Hindus have small altars at home on which they place pictures and or statues representing different deities, including those to whom the family is particularly devoted. Each morning, one member of the family, usually the father or the mother, will perform a short puja at the altar. This may include saying prayers, lighting a lamp, burning incense, making offerings of fruit and flowers, and ringing a bell. The goal in this worship is to please the gods through all 5 senses.